Good morning, students of class 3. In this video, I am going to summarize a very beautiful poem from your English literature book, which is in page number 30, chapter 5, Great Wide Beautiful Wonderful World. The poet of this poem is W.B. Rance, whose full name was William Brighty Rance. He was a British writer of children's literature. He is widely known as the laureate of the nursery as he wrote many nursery rhymes. He is remembered for the verses he wrote for children. So this was about the poet of this poem. Now let's talk about the poem. In this poem, the poet shows how little and insignificant man is as compared with mighty nature. But man has the capacity to think and feel, which makes him superior to nature. The title of the poem clearly expresses the theme of the poem. The poet describes of the immense beauty of our Mother Earth. The poet feels awestruck experiencing and realizing the natural beauty of our earth. But at the same time, the poet feels insignificant and tiny against the vast world. But at the same time, he feels somewhat relieved to realize that in spite of being very insignificant, he, as a human being, is greater than the earth. Now, let's recite the poem together. It's in page number 30. Great wide beautiful wonderful world. Great wide beautiful wonderful world with the wonderful water round you curled, and the wonderful grass upon your breast, world, you are beautifully dressed. The wonderful air is over me, and the wonderful wind is shaking the tree. It walks on the water and rills the mills and talks to itself on the tops of the hills. You friendly earth, how far do you go, with the wheat fields that nod and the rivers that flow, with cities and gardens and cliffs and isles, and people upon you for thousands of miles? Ah, you are so great and I am so small. I tremble to think of you, world at all, and yet when I said my prayers today, a whisper inside me seemed to say, you are more than the earth, though you are such a dot, you can love and think and the earth cannot. W.B. Rance. Now see children, the poem has been divided into 4 stanzas. So I'll explain it stanza wise. The first stanza contains 6 lines. In this stanza, we can see that the poet describes the world as a very beautiful place with water and grass upon it. So therefore, he says the world is very beautifully dressed. Now, in the second stanza, the poet describes that the wonderful air and wind is shaking the trees, and the words that are used for shaking is whirls, 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 which means moving around very rapidly, that is whirly movement. So, it moves around the mills, above the hills and also on the water surfaces, which means air and wind is everywhere. Therefore, the wind and air has been described in the second stanza. In the third stanza, the poet has described the earth by the term friendly because there are wheat fields, rivers, cities, gardens, cliffs and isles. So therefore, it is a beautiful and friendly place where we can live with all the beautiful things of nature. Now, in the last stanza, the poet distinguishes himself and the world. He thinks that he feels very small compared to the world. But when he prays to God, he hears a whisper in his ears, which tells him that no, man is much more important above all, because he has the quality to love and think, but the world does not have this quality to love and think. It provides us all the beautiful things, but the feelings that we have about loving and thinking that only human beings have. Now this is according to the poet's concept. So therefore, he says God has created us and he is concerned about man. So we are here residing in this world and we are sharing the beautiful world which is described as great, wide, beautiful and wonderful world. So this was the summary of this poem. Now let's talk about the figure of speech used in this poem. Here in this poem, in the very first stanza, you has been used to address earth, which is a non-living thing, right? Therefore, we can say that the poet personified the earth in this poem. In the first stanza, I repeat, the poet has personified the earth. Now, what is personification? A figure of speech or literary device used to attribute human qualities to a non-living object. After reading the poem, we can analyze that this poem follows a rhyme scheme. Now children, what is a rhyme scheme? A rhyme scheme is a regular pattern of rhyming words at the end of each line in a poem. So these are the rhyming words which we can see in this poem. World, curled, breast, dressed, me, tree, mills, hills, go, flow, aisles, miles, small, all, today, say, dot, cannot. The pronunciation of the word isles is aisles. The letter S remains silent. After that, we have some new words and their word meanings. Number 1, breast, chest. Number 2, drest, dressed, dressed, dressed. 3, rills, turns round and round very fast. Number 4, cliffs, steep rocks close to the sea. 5, wide, broad. 6, isles, small islands. So this was it for today, children. Hope you understood the poem well. See you soon with another video. Till then, take care and stay safe at home. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.